Welcome back to Armchair Gaffers. Here with myself, Walks, Chris, Scorch, and SB has returned from warm weather training. Fellas, how we doing? It's been a while. It's been 2 days. Work rate's high. Are we all good?
Rejuvenated.
Why so?
You know when the sun hits your skin and you get me, your energy levels are up, your melanin levels are up as well.
Good. Man United are doing well as well. That's always good for the.
We're actually bidding for people. Usually we take it 10 years at a time for a deal, but you get me. We're actually finishing off one and going into another one. It's amazing stuff.
Trying to make things happen. Scorch, since we last spoke, any improvements on Spurs, Harry Kane, Daniel Levy? Anything you like? Anything you dislike?
You know what? Because there's been a lot of talk about Tottenham need a centre half. So we've got in a kid that made his debut last season, 18-year-old for £3 million. So you know what I mean?
Yeah, things on the up and up. Speaking of things on the up and up, have we all seen Kai Havertz's pre-season challenge in America? It didn't go too well. It reminded me of Dembele's opening or his kick-up entrance at Nou Camp. What did we make of the kick-up challenge that Kai Havertz did so well, so not well before Arsenal kicked off their pre-season tour in America?
Walks, obviously, it's pre-season, isn't it? So it doesn't really matter in a way, but I've woke up and I've gone onto Twitter and then I've seen the Kai Havertz challenge and I thought, all right, let me just see what this challenge is saying. It's not really that deep. Yeah. Bro, he looked like a Sunday league player that got told to go on the pitch and go for a challenge, bro. I couldn't believe it when I first saw it. So I was thinking, even if you don't care, surely Kai Havertz, you can control the ball on your foot and not your shin.
It looked like someone who didn't care. It
looked like someone was like, they were in the change room and I was like, hey, there's a challenge outside. We need someone new.
And they drew
Kai, you're new. Go on, Kai.
Out of the crowd. Kai. Not the new star signing. Yeah, it did have it had a feel of like a kickabout or a work friendly or like your neighbor just happening to come down the park with you. Wasn't great viewing. However, he managed to change his fortunes around and opened his account with 5-0. Sorry, as Arsenal took part in a 5-0 thrashing of some MLS All-Stars, who I believe were managed by one Wayne Rooney. And after the experience, the friendly, Wayne Rooney was asked, what did he learn from the pre-season friendly against high-flying Arsenal? And he said nothing at all. Which is always good to see and good to hear. What do we think of pre-season friendlies? Is there anything we can take from them, Scorch, or is it just like a get your fitness, get sharp, get acquainted, or can pre-season actually set you up for a half-decent season?
Yeah, what I would say is with pre-season, what a difference a day makes. You know what I mean? Because one day you're doing a touch and volley challenge and just trying to volley it because your touch it's not really there, and the next day they're flying in. So them 20 or so that you missed got you into that position where when the moment came, you were ready. So I would say, like, when you kind of put it all together, I'd say, like, I think more than anything, I think for like certain like top level pros, it's more a case of getting your body where it needs to be.
Getting the mins in the legs.
Yeah, it's like you got to put money in the bank, innit? You got to put money in the bank and just be ready for the season. Because there's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than like playing a bunch of friendlies and like like you've got 30 minutes of intensity in your legs, and then like you're like really deep down you've been cutting through for about the other half an hour that you had out there on quality against lesser opposition. And then bam, first day of the season, hammy, ping. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's more about that. So you can't really judge man too much. And the other thing as well is, what they never really talk about? When you see guys here and the quality looks shaky pre-season, enough times, man are actually just bleeding because they're blowing. Like they've done a double session yesterday, and you don't know. Like sometimes you come from one gaffer to another gaffer, and you know what? They're blasting you. Like this might be a new. What is like? You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure. The back end of Frank Lampard's training wasn't going to be as intense as Mikel Arteta in pre-season, you know what I mean? And you've probably just flown halfway around the world, and now you've got a camera stuck in your face, and you might be a bit crumbly as well.
There's a lot to consider in pre-season. Did you see the American broadcasters as well getting Saka mixed up with Balogun?
Soccer.
Yes, I think they might have been saying soccer. It might have been Bukayo soccer. That was a bit of a mess. But,
soccer.
Yeah, it's a little bit sad because Balogun has just declared for USMNT, so it's a little bit awkward. He's going to be the face of the World Cup. And they've got an American star boy, and they've managed to get that wrong. But
sorry, can I just say sorry? As you say, World Cup and Americans, Wait, you know, Speed, that song
I show Speed, he's in places that he shouldn't be.
Listen, I know it's a joke, it is a joke of a song, but you can't really tell me it doesn't slap in a football when I see
Costa Rica.
You're
gay.
You're gay. And to be fair, we didn't really get one at the World Cup just gone. I don't know if that was.
No, that was the song.
Oh, that. Oh, I thought he had something new. Apologies. I show Speed, a force of nature, man.
It's Chelsea fans though. That's one last thing I'd like to say about that.
Yeah.
It's the Chelsea fans that want to be up to the crack of dawn, making compilation videos of Mason Mount or Kai Havertz.
Give your head a shake.
Just because their season was bled. Was bleed and concede. They're just continuing it, trying to bring their hate to Arsenal and United fans.
That's a new level of hate. But
concentrate on your school trips, Chelsea fans. Concentrate on your school trips.
We will get to Chelsea in a little bit. SB, someone who has risen from the shadows or the depths. It's this man. Look at him there. He looks like a broken man. There's no tan. A glum, solemn look on his face. But yesterday, he bounced back, got, I think, his first minutes of pre-season, and this is how it ended.
Bro, he looked like he was in Iceland for pre-season, bro. Where's his dad?
So, yes, Donny scored yesterday in a game against Lyon, which was held in Edinburgh, and I can't help but feel over the moon for this pre-season pillow because he's had a hard time at United, and a lot of people were going over the top, as we do on football Twitter, and saying that this could be the thing that kickstarts Van der Beek's career at Man United. Scorch, let me know your thoughts. Is this going to kickstart Donny Van der Beek's season, career at United? As we know, it's been very stop-start so far. Could this get him back to that Ajax form? Please discuss.
I don't know if this alone, but when you like actually take a second and really think about it, he came in under Ole in the vortex.
Yes. Yeah, strange times.
Not that I'm dissing Ole, because I think Ole did a good job, but I'm saying at that moment in time, Man U was a vortex, and it was just
anything could happen.
Cool. So that season comes and goes, but Ole at the time was fighting for his job, so he couldn't really risk it, and it weren't cool. Then some other guy comes in that just is the wrong guy. It's just the wrong guy. He's just the wrong guy. Bottom line, just the wrong guy. Cool. Then Ten Hag comes in, but Ten Hag sees that this is a shadow of I once knew. So you know what? How he had to send Sancho away for a mid-season
to the mountains. Yeah.
Right. He had to. He probably was like, right, cool. We got to do what we got to do to recover the player here, and it was in the end it was sent on to Everton on loan, but then he got a horrible injury,
bad when he was it seemed as though he could just about get some minutes, and he was snapped in half. Horrible.
Yeah, so like when you kind of put it all together, he's been he's been unfortunate, but it's been 2 seasons, and let's be real, there's players like Martial about. Like he's like whatever you want to say, he's here still. So if there's an opportunity for him, even last season, whatever, any season you want to pick over the last 5 seasons. Like I think Donny van de Beek, given that United, I wouldn't say are overly stocked with quality in that area. Like it's probably worth trying to recover the player. And I think financially, it's not like he was a £80 million player and one more season of failure is going to strip his value down to like 10. It's in a similar ballpark anyway. So me personally, at the bare minimum, you've got to give him 6 months.
Stick with it. Fair. Chris and SB, you've seen Van der Beek struggle, probably not been given as many opportunities as you'd like. Is there hope for him at United? I guess with the increased amount of fixtures this year, can you see a place for Donny?
There is no hope for poor Donny van der Beek, man.
I
wish there was. When did he come? And I think he came. Did he come with Varane, Sancho, or did he come the first year?
I'm
in the first year. Yeah, I think his time's gone now. Like I thought when Ten Hag came, I thought that is it. I said this is it now. We've had his former coach, who he played his best football under at Man United. Now it's the perfect match. And then I realized after about 3 months that Ten Hag really don't rate him. I don't think he thinks he's a decent footballer, but I don't think he really rates him. I think when he was at Ajax and we came in, he thought, "Oh, someone wants Donny. All right, there you go." And from having Ten Hag now, I realized that he would just work with what he has to work with and make it seem okay.
Yeah, and he's not massive on rotation. So I think if you earn a spot and break it in, you've kind of deserved it. So as it stands, Donny has it.
You think about we've got Mason Mount. We're a bit kind of.
You got the emergence of
overstacked. Man, we're overstacked in the middle, and it's just like, where do we play Donny, even if he does find his feet ahead of Eriksen or Mount or Bruno?
Chris, what do you think is Donny van der Beek's best position?
Heathrow Terminal 4.
Okay.
Like, I just don't see it with my. So I can't lie, like that lockdown period where I don't know if you remember, it was against Southampton where he crossed the ball, I think for Cavani, epic. He balled there. Like with Donny, I can't lie, it's underwhelming. Like it's been underwhelming for a while. My man's just not doing his thing. Just let him go. Like Scorcher said, like we didn't bring him in for 80 mil. If we bring him in for 80 mil, then he has to work by force.
He has to make it work. Yeah. Got to send man to the mountains.
He didn't come in for big P, so he can go, man. Like a young
out the back door in the cover of night, just get him gone. Fair. Scorch. Somebody else who I guess has a similar situation is this man who has now been described, and I quote, he has been described as outstanding. He's now 27 years old. And the man in question is Giovanni Lo Celso, who, for me, I still can't work him out, if I'm being totally honest. But I do think injuries and possibly changes in managers probably hasn't helped. I've seen he's been linked with a move to Napoli now with an option to buy. Would you hold on to him after his pre-season Pirlo antics?
No, Scorch.
Nah. I wouldn't know. I just think at this point Tottenham need a permanent sell. But what I would say is that's the first time that I've seen him look like he wants to be on the pitch. Like it was very weird. Like he was buzzing. Like bro, he played sick. I'm not gonna lie, he played sick. But it's like, but you've got it in you, very in you, to like you. Oh, this is the first time that I've seen you playing probably in your preferred position in a system like tactically geared the way you like to play. You get me?
And for those who haven't seen Spurs in pre-season just yet, what is that position, Scorch, for Lo Celso?
He was playing like in a midfield, like as a
point guard,
attacking midfielder. Yeah, like he was playing like instead of Maddison. So he outdone Maddison on the night. Like it made no sense. But with all of that said, like the fact that it takes, like, he needs things his way, and like we've got to hear. I think we should get some money and move on, go in a different direction. But
don't hold on too long.
I will say this though, he outshone Maddison. Yeah, but though the other thing is though, I think that Tottenham have got a choice to make between who do we maybe roll the dice on and try to get something going with, Ndombele or Lo Celso. And the reality is, as frustrating as he is, I've actually seen Ndombele play sick in a Tottenham shirt. Whether it was just one game, a period of games, or I've actually seen it though. Whereas Lo Celso,
fair. Yeah, as was it Graham Souness says, put your medals on the table. And yeah, I guess if it is who's played better in the Prem, I think Ndombele has more medals, even if it's not loads more. But yeah, it would be a shame, man. He's in and around that international, that Argentina squad. Unfortunately, couldn't make it to the World Cup due to injury. But he's highly rated, man. I've seen that he could be linked with Betis as well. But I think a Napoli move would be all right. A loan and then obligation to buy. I can't imagine Spurs would be too upset with that. Speaking of upset, what is this? What is going on here? Too many, man. No, we're not a music podcast. This is in reference to Chelsea's squad. They have too many people, and as we speak, they're trimming it. Aubameyang has now left and is en route to Marseille. What a life that he has lived, and he is now en route to Marseille. Ziyech and Broha are still trapped in the Chelsea training ground because they're not going on tour. But too many man refers to Chelsea squad, and Poch is about to, I believe, become extremely cutthroat. So much so that he was arguing with referees in a pre-season friendly yesterday. He definitely means business.
I told you, this man is not a nice man anymore.
Something's changed. Something has changed.
Hey, walks.
Foreheads and taking all people's hands anymore. He's about it though.
Age and experience.
I thought the Premier League. I thought the Premier League started yesterday. The way Chelsea fans was acting about the dub. I thought, raw. Did we play Wolves yesterday? I was
are we in late August, mid August? No.
I had to scratch my eyes in the
played
morning,
Wrexham. They played Wrexham.
Yeah, you know what? I thought Wrexham, West Ham, it looked the same in the morning, like the way they were reacting. I thought, maybe because they've been bleeding so much. Any bit of positivity that Chelsea get, even like a pre-season win against a League 2 Wrexham, will have them over the moon. Bless them, man.
There hasn't been much to shout about for Chelsea, but yes, indeed, they have been trimming the squad. And they are trying to shake the So Solid Crew kind of squad that they have. And they're trying to just cut it down to something a little bit smaller, maybe like DJ Luck and MC Neat. So they've gotten rid of Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Aubameyang has now gone. Who else is departed? Stanford. Yes, Koulibaly. Should we have a minute on 30 seconds on his legacy?
That was so sad.
Bad.
The John Terry shirt.
No, you see that will live long in the memory. That is one of the worst things I've ever seen. He called John Terry for the shirt, and John said, "Yeah, I'll gladly."
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's weird because just imagine the conversation. Like, hello, is this John Terry?
Chris, if you haven't seen it, there's a video of it where he calls John Terry. And John Terry
he has him on FaceTime.
It's all a little bit cringe.
Oh, it's peak. Because he went straight into Cobham and went straight back out of Cobham. Like, it wasn't that long he was there. It was like in and out.
He didn't really land, which is a shame. After me picking him up for years and years and watching him play in the Champions League.
Wolves, he done that to us. He done that. Oh. He done that. Oh, he's a hipster thing. Here you go, hipster. This is what you get for making hipster. That's what he done. He done it to me as well.
I'm gonna stick with the Gary Cahills. Stick with the stuff you know, man. Yeah. Don't be going abroad and picking up these guys. It's a joke.
Can I say before we move on from Chelsea, I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep saying
Yeah.
it. I look at Sterling. That doesn't seem like a Poch fit to me.
Ooh. Trying to just think of who he previously had.
When I look at Sterling,
underneath him.
when I look at Sterling, yeah, like I look at Sterling and I feel like he will represent what Poch will look at as resistance. Because Sterling, like Poch does well with blind enthusiasm. That's what he does. Like people are looking at that squad and were saying, "Oh, like look, like it's terrible." Like, and I was looking at it saying, "No, Poch loves this." Like it's like there's a bunch of geezers that we don't know that are gonna listen to him. When he says run, they say how fast. When he says jump, they say how high. He loves that. He's gonna mold that, shape that. But you see Sterling, he's gonna say, and then he's gonna go out there and try his best. Like he tried his best.
Sterling's
from Chris.
Sterling's from Northwest. Like people in Northwest are different. Like everything in Northwest is different. It's like 10 years. Like it's just weird. See Sterling, he's at that point in his life now where, like Scorch said, you're gonna tell him to run, and he's gonna look at you like, "Are you serious? Like, nah." Like Poch, really, like I just don't see it working with Poch, and he don't look happy to be at Chelsea at the moment. He's like,
he's struggling
I still haven't seen the smile or and I see him trying. I see him posting the pictures with him and Nkunku. Like it's good. They're trying to build a little rapport.
He has Enzo and Gallagher in the middle at the moment as his two starting. I think I'd be stressed as well, you know. Brighton are looking at them like, oh, should we give you Caicedo? Should we not give you Caicedo? How do we feel about this?
Swing things in the balance, because if they go toe to toe, Brighton as it stands could possibly outdo Chelsea.
I saw something today where it's like, oh, Colwell spoke, or some of his representatives have spoken to Brighton, and it's like, yeah, he wants to play under De Zerbi, and he enjoyed their football, and that they're in
tug of war.
During Europa League. I think, this is crazy.
That tug of war is going to be interesting, because Brighton said they're not really interested in kind of being a creche or a place where players can build themselves up. They're like, we kind of want him. So
yeah, they're kind of in Europa League, and Chelsea's kind of not in anything. So it's mad.
It's a nice little tug of war that they got going on there. And it'll be very interesting, because if Brighton do end up with him, that is somewhat of a changing of the guard. Back to Scorch's point about the squad, it's a very young squad, as SB said, it's like a school trip. But I believe Poch likes, the younger teams. He believes you can mold them. He says that older players, they have things set in their heads already, and this is how I've always done it. So I think this squad, from the outside, lack of experience, bit scary. But if there's a man who can get cash money and get lemonade out of young lemons, I think it's Pochettino. So I'm not selling them short just yet and bombing on Chelsea. I think he's got a task on his hands, is what I will say. Not as much as PSG. I think he'll get time. But I think if there's a man that can do it, it's Poch.
Nick Jackson. He had Harry Kane before, you know.
Nicholas Jackson.
It's all different.
Musa Dembele. He's got Conor Gallagher.
Messi.
Like, Alderweireld, Vertonghen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trippier. Like he's got he's got out there now. Got no offense. He's got Chalobah. I think is a decent centre back. Fofana's injured. Colwell, you don't know.
Fofana's out for the season again. When we rank or look at Wesley Fofana, who Jamie Redknapp, I believe, said he would be the most expensive defender in the world, and he actually did become. His time at Chelsea has been ruined by injury. One of my friends this week said it's a worse signing than Harry Maguire.
He
is.
Went to New York for the medical.
Bro. Oh yeah, he went to LA, didn't he?
Got flown
it's
out.
The fact that he does, no one's saying that he's not a better player than Maguire is, or he won't be a better player. But
Good.
The thing is, we never see him on the pitch, and when we do see him on the pitch, he gets an injury.
Coming off.
Orsic.
Yeah.
It's Orsic.
I can't
Orsic.
Yeah,
I
and he
can't
gets bun
remember
when
if I've seen
we
him
see him
on the
getting
pitch.
played. Sorry, Chris.
Sorry, has he played more than 10 games? Like enough for us to actually see how good he is at Chelsea?
I don't think he's had a run. I don't think he has had that run just yet.
This is actually scary.
For him. A big shame, man. For the investment, I think the vultures will start circling, is what I will say. Which is a big shame. Moving on to I guess big money. We moved from Chelsea. We moved to more big money. Gucci are currently having a summer sale. It looks as though Alan Saint-Maximin is set to leave St. James's Park.
Wait,
Is
Wolves,
this? Please step forward.
Wolves, I just want to just whilst you're on that part of the topic, the problem is as well. You see people that buy Gucci, like people that not buy just like accessories here and there. People that actually buy and purchase Gucci. No one really wants sale Gucci.
No. Off season.
You don't want off season, do you really?
Off season Gucci is
but yeah. Sorry, you were saying. Land Wolves, please. Sorry.
It looks as though Newcastle have had enough of one of their prized possessions, or previously prized possessions, and it seems as though they're turning into what some would call a serious club. There's no space for Alan Saint-Maximin at the new Saudi party. Will we be sad to see Gucci depart the Premier League? Is there space for players like this if you're becoming extremely serious, as Newcastle hope to be? Or is it time that they got rid of this show pony?
They got to get rid of him, man. Got to get rid of him. You have to. Like, you've got to, if you want to progress, you've got to. Like, Gucci is no longer in. It's no longer in trend anymore. He's no longer in trend. You just got to get rid of him because, like, I don't like. So, Saint-Maximin, he's just not that guy, I thought he was like gonna be this sick brother, like skills on lock, little curling shot on lock. It's none of that.
Harvey Barnes, though.
Just step overs and Twitter video at what time.
And as you say, since it's time to get rid of Gucci, and SB alluded to it, this man is joining the party. Is he a more serious player? Is this what we want to see? Is this Champions League quality? Is this going to help Newcastle get closer to the ultimate dream, which is winning the Champions League? Is Harvey Barnes that man? Is he an improvement on Gucci Saint-Maximin? Scorch, let us know.
You know what I would say is you can build around Harvey Barnes. That's one thing I will say. Like you know what you're gonna get from Harvey Barnes. Like if you play him all season, you'll get 10+ goals, 1 or 2 assists. Like no more than 5 assists. You play him all season. If you play him in and out here and there, you're probably gonna get in and around 10 goals. It might be 8. It might still be 10. It might be 12. Like 1 or 2, maybe 3 assists. Like I feel like you can kind of know what you're gonna get with him week in, week out, kind of thing. So, but with Gucci Max, you don't know what you're gonna get. You're gonna get like if you play pro clubs, when you score or you do a bit of skill or whatever, and your rating will flash to like 9.9, and then flippings you pass it to someone or you whatever, just the next phase of play, and you look and you're saying raw 6.3. Like this is real life Gucci Max within the game. So you can if you just extrapolate that, you don't know, it's a box of frogs. But what I will say is people that are just looking at this now and only noticing this now, where have you been? Do you not remember? Willett came in and grabbed it ages ago. Like that was it. Like ages ago. He's been phased out of the team a long time ago. So I think it's just a case of let's get some money. But though, this is what I want to really talk about. So they spent 40 M's here on Harvey Barnes?
I think they're thereabouts, and Gucci Max is going for around 30 million to Saudi Arabia.
So let me get this right. For about 110-ish, 120 million euros.
Yeah.
You got Harvey Barnes and Tonali.
Champions League.
What are you saying? That's not enough.
What I'm starting to think is what I initially thought is that like Newcastle and specifically Eddie Howe, he needs to keep getting players here that will, that are willing to play for Eddie Howe, not just top level players that, that you're gonna have to prove your chops to, because it's looking like getting people to come just because you've got money now. It's looking a bit more difficult because
we all got money.
I think there's an element of realism. I know they were linked with Neymar, and Eddie Howe played it as he's a different kind of profile to what we're looking at. I think he was alluding to age, but I also do think that profile, cachet, credibility, all those kind of things probably play a part. I'm not sure if Neymar's ready just yet to play under a manager, such as Eddie Howe. And yeah, I think these purchases are very sensible. Again, maybe this is just the approach that they're having, but I do think that the profile of Eddie Howe is playing a part somewhat. And it'll be good to see how they get on in Champions League, because I'd say overperformed across the last 18 months. But now there's this expectation: could this be when they pull the plug and then go and get their massive big name manager? Zamal says Barnes is an upgrade. Anthony Gordon just won under 21s player of the tournament as well. Is that enough for the Champions League? I'll let you decide. Dom Lee says Barnes is gonna do bits up there. Southgate is gonna love him because he did get his England call up, but I feel like he's got injured since and hasn't been in squad since. So yeah, all eyes on Harvey Barnes.
I like Harvey Barnes. I like Harvey Barnes. It's just that he's a big man, though. Let's put it all in the right places. He's a big grown man. He's not like some kid. Okay. Like he needs to be cold now. Like
start
there's no
time
time to wait
properly. Yeah. Fair. Speaking of exciting wingers, it looks as though this is happening. Remember this guy played for Spurs for a little bit, or didn't. Had some great Champions League run with Villarreal, one of the most coveted wingers in European football, I'd say. And it just didn't work out at Spurs. Great picture there, but yeah, it wasn't all smiles. And it seems as though he is heading or is bound for Everton.
Sick move.
Good signing.
Sick move
back
for Everton.
again. Sick move, yeah. That's what we're saying. Yeah.
You see the move, the people that Everton be getting linked to and be buying. It's just like Neil Moore pays all of these. It's like at least you're gonna get a half decent player.
What a celebration!
Who might get you 10+ goals and will save you lot in the Premier League.
Does Danjuma start for Everton?
Yes.
What? Of course he does.
Yes.
Yeah, and no hands down. Not like there's no doubt about that. No.
McNeil, come on, he has to start, man.
Walks.
Under Uncle Sean with the 4-4-2
walks.
Yeah.
Yes, it doesn't matter.
Fair play. We'll see how
he might even, bro. He's so sick. He might even play through the middle. Like it's that crazy.
I think he might with Calvert-Lewin up top.
Come on, man. Like Wolves, you're not understanding the situation.
I need a Calvert-Lewin season, man. I'll be honest. I've been quiet on that one for a while. He's expecting a child, so that can give him like a new lease of life. But I need
give him a new.
Is that going to tire him out? The night feeds. No, I'll just be honest, because like we're here with you lot and the gaffers as well. I need that Calvert-Lewin season that we look back on and say, yeah, he's landed again. Because it's been very quiet.
Whilst we're here, innit, let us know in the comments you can see Calvert-Lewin ever scoring over 12 goals again in a season.
I remember that.
Ever.
It was mad under Don Carlo.
Yeah, crazy. A menace. Let's get through some of these comments quickly. On Danjuma, great signing for Everton. Can't lie. Palace should have went for Danjuma. Zaha is taking the piss over there. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going on with Zaha. It feels as though he's left, but he hasn't.
He's being a
which is
bad boy at
crazy.
the moment. You got options.
It's summer, man. It's been you're allowed to be a
Yeah.
bad boy, I guess. Danjuma's eating that humble pie after snaking Everton last time out. Look at life, man. Comes back around. Yeah, snaky stuff. Everton wanted Danjuma before he went to Spurs, so no surprise they finally got their man. McNeil.
So what do you not think about that though? Like, you know, like I look at that a bit like Tottenham signing Willian. Like he
Tottenham sign him now?
No, listen, he went to Finch Farm. He's like, yeah, you man. He's like, you man, I'm just going to the car to get my boots and hopped on the M-way and come Tottenham. It was crazy. Like,
yeah. I'm looking forward to his first interview. There, whether or not they touch on it. Yeah, that would be nice. Just water under a bridge. Let's forget about it because I know Goodison's not the most forgiving.
It's not really.
Yeah. No. They probably don't take too well to things like that. McNeil's got better stats than Sancho. Behave yourself, SB. They're getting at the Man United fans and that Man United winger. Calvert-Lewin is washed. Allow it, please. Fair play. Maybe I'm dreaming. Walks backing the backless Chanel's merchant. Yes, I like the odd fashion. Like we need a little bit of variety. But yeah, it's probably time for him to stop focusing on fashion and start putting the ball in the back of the onion basket. Danjuma thought he was big time after trying to treat Bournemouth like shit and forcing a move. Yeah, look at life, man. Comes around and gets us. No jets, so no time wasted.
Sorry. Whoa. Bournemouth.
Should we let back?
He's actually a bit of a
Hold on, 1 second. Bournemouth. Nothing has been achieved. There is no look at it like slow down. Like you remained in the Prem. So is he. Like what? Like Everton's better move than Bournemouth. Don't be Zang. It is.
Ooh.
No, listen. No, listen.
Yeah.
It is. Liverpool. Listen, the city.
Both of them
Liverpool,
shouldn't be on the same. They shouldn't be fighting for their lives on the last day of the season. Both of them should.
No, but this is what I'm saying. See Bournemouth, yeah. You see when Bournemouth and Everton are in an argument, yeah. That's because the things like this.
Okay.
Everton, Bournemouth, Passer. Now Danjuma, if things go back to normal, separation on this side of the fence. You know what I mean?
Fair. We seem to be focusing on wingers today. Scorch, I don't think you're gonna like this one. But this is life. This guy, he has had somewhat of a horrible fall from grace. I've owned my Calvert-Lewin cross to bear. It's time for you to bear the Sadio Mane cross because it's been going on for a while now, and I think we need an intervention. Sadio Mane is finished at the top level.
Damn. So quickly.
Done.
Just one season, and that's just it. Like.
I need to talk about it. He's done. He's been linked with moves to the Middle East. He's been at Bayern Munich for a season. Tuchel has come in and said he is not at the required level. How has this happened so quickly? Was Mane actually ever the man?
Whoa.
He did have a good season, didn't he, last season at Liverpool?
Last season, he was poor until January. Luis Diaz came in. And then he had to go play down the middle. And that's where he started getting his goals. It was post African Nations when Mane came alive. Before that, the droughts were there.
It's been decline.
He's on the decline bench, which is what I'm saying. And now I think I'm probably justified in saying so with a move to Saudi Arabia.
Bro, do you know what the problem is? I've got nothing. I've just got nothing, man.
Got nothing left.
Because you know what the truth is? I've watched the games and I've got nothing, man. I just got nothing. I've got
he's not there, is he? When you watch the games, it feels like he's just not there. He's spaced out.
It's a struggle.
Yeah, it's there for everyone to see. It's just not working. It wasn't. I thought Tuchel could come in and I guess reinvigorate him, But Tuchel, as he always is, outspoken, sometimes wrong, he has come out in preseason and said, yeah, the Mane thing's not working. And now he's been linked, with moves out to Saudi Arabia. It's a sad ending, but one I predicted a while ago.
Yeah. I'm not, guys. You know what? It's a new, because you know what it is. I'm not taking last season L's into that, so I need to let go.
Yes.
Let go.
Don't bring that negativity into the new year, new season. Leave it. Yeah.
Mane, I tried the black, because you know what it is. I gave you the Black Power season.
You look in it was the BLM stuff, man. It was a different kind of time.
I saw some, and I know SB, you saw it as well. The first half of the season, at Bayern, even like when he did score, do you know what I mean? It was, but you know what I did? I raised the black fist on the right side, You know what I'm saying? And I've done a BLM. I looked at the statistics. I said, "No, I can BLM this one." But we're here now.
Yeah, separation. It's cool. But Scorch, you haven't had all your shouts haven't been off. We have to give praise where it's due. This guy was one of your shouts. I was with you as well. It's USMNT. You know, I've got time for the US men's national team. This guy, who they call the Jedi, has just signed a new deal at Fulham. He's been linked with a move to Man City, I believe, towards the end of last season. Are you surprised that Fulham have tied him down? Should he have gone somewhere else?
Yep.
I can't. Sorry, go on, SB.
No, he said. I was gonna just say, yeah, he should have went to Liverpool.
He
looks Trent to just fly down the rings to go.
But he can do the Carl Walker thing. Like he's probably, since Carl Walker's bus, he's the closest thing I've seen to Carl Walker. Like,
and pure athleticism and relay.
It's like it's straight athleticism and diligence. Like, he doesn't play left back; he plays left side. And the other thing is as well, he's not trying to be sick when he gets to the other end of the pitch. He's just like, yo, let me just keep the ball. I know he doesn't have an American accent, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I think like he'd be so ideal for Liverpool. But if we're being honest, like, Robertson's got more years in him, or at least
even Spurs, Scorch. He'd be good at Spurs,
Yeah, but I'm hoping Udogie can kind of offer.
But yeah, you got Udogie.
But he's got what he is at the minute is, if Carl Walker leaves, which apparently he's not, he's ready to take the relay baton and hold the torch for P&P.
So it's a great bit of business, I think, from Fulham tying him down. A very, very exciting young prospect. I was going to say, I haven't seen loads of flaws in his game. Yeah, going forwards, probably could offer more in terms of the modern game. But no, as it stands, that's a great bit of business for Fulham, as it seems as though they could be losing their talisman up top. I saw Tony Khan come out with a crazy statement today. He's saying some people kill people and get away with it and then spend loads of money on footballers, but we're just focusing on the football. The gloves are coming off, man. The gloves are coming off this season. And I don't know who he was trying to act. I'm not trying to cast any aspersions, but that was some heat from Tony Khan, man. Shout out to him. and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Scorch, another shout where you went early and seemed to have been proven right. This little trio of gang thing, Højbjerg seems to be on his way out, which you're probably over the moon about. However, are you over the moon about the potential replacements in Conor Gallagher, being heavily linked with Spurs at the minute, and then Douglas Luiz, who signed a new contract at Aston Villa, I believe just last year, after Arsenal was sniffing around, but he's now being linked with a move to Spurs as a replacement, I say in inverted commas, for Emil Pierre Højbjerg. Are these upgrades or no?
Bro, you know what it is? It's like with Conor Gallagher, this is the best way I think I could put it for you. It's like, say he's crossing the road and it's like maybe like a dual carriageway. yeah, and you got over one lane, yeah, and then wow, you nearly got knocked over by the mini transit.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Bro, just got out of the way, the mini transit. Oh my God, there's a double decker full speed coming your way and the brakes have gone.
They're gone.
That is Gallagher coming to lick you down. Now, with Douglas Luiz, it's like, oh, you've dodged the car coming your way, but 30 man on a bicycle. But it's one of them, you know, the Tour de France joint. So if you can brace for impact. If you lock it up,
you might.
Because if we're being real, nobody wants to get hit by a bicycle. However, if you got hit by a bicycle and you firmed it and it flipped out, you say, you know what? I'm in good shape. And that's how I see him. I don't particularly Douglas Luiz, I'm like, but you know what he can do? Pass forward. He can bend
quite
it.
crisp.
He's actually
good set pieces.
Yeah. So like I don't. For me, I don't mind Højbjerg leaving and somebody that wants to play football coming in. Because my problem is there's a footballer who don't play football.
Keep it simple. They might call you crazy for that. But yeah, that you're not asking for too much. SB, if United were linked with Conor Gallagher and Douglas Luiz, and you had to choose one or the other, who would you take out of that duo?
Douglas Luiz, my brother. Douglas Luiz.
By a country mile, or is it closer than
by a country mile, my brother.
Further
but you know what's
believe.
crazy?
Yeah.
Further than you believe. But you know what's crazy? Yeah? Conor Gallagher actually might fit for what Ange's trying to do, like the whole basketball
run around
joint,
headless,
up and down,
have a shot thing.
So I actually can actually understand the link. It makes sense to me.
And yeah,
can we just say though? I want to remind you. You said a statement. You said, "I'll never ever forget." Yeah.
We're in court.
I said to you, do you see Conor Gallagher today? And you went tactically. And then, hey, listen. And then the next thing you knew, Graham Potter was out of a job.
Yeah. Fair. And I like Conor Gallagher at the same time, but I do see the deficiencies in his game at times. But there's a big Chelsea fan I follow online. I cannot remember his name for the life of me, but he stands by Conor Gallagher. Everyone would love a Conor Gallagher. Can play in all positions across the midfield. He was just thrown in to a toxic situation last year, and he will come good under Poch. So I'm gonna watch this space. He is you like to see an academy product make it. He has the intelligence, I think, at a certain level to play across all positions. I don't think I saw it last year. But watch this space if he doesn't end up at Spurs and ends up playing power forward for Ange. Douglas Luiz. I don't know if I'd leave Villa, as it stands. He's the man there. But I don't know if he could be. Can he be the man at Spurs? Can he? Would he start ahead of? Yeah. Would he start ahead of a Bentancur? Would he start ahead of a Fire and Basuma? They've just signed Madison. The Celso's still knocking about. And Ndombele. What does Douglas Luiz?
No, I think he just gets added to that mess.
Yeah.
I think knowing Tottenham, being honest, I don't know too much about Ange Postecoglou. But
yeah.
The problem is, if I'm being honest, I don't really see Doug. I don't see Dougie fresh. I don't really see him as a Tottenham player, if I'm being honest with you. I can't see him see Bentancur. He's what Tottenham fans, even though we don't know it, that's what we want to see. Bit of he doesn't have a bit of everything, and he's not extreme in any one direction. So he's just a bit. It's like a different. Like Højbjerg is mid, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you're just picking different parts to be mid with.
I hear you. It's one where if I was Douglas Luiz, I might hold out for another year at Villa because things are flying over there. If I'm being
also as well, I think I'd much rather see Pape Matar Sarr get minutes.
Yes, how am I forgetting about him, man? He had a decent little season, I think, considering how difficult it was at times. I think he could get a few more minutes this year on the bench. I'll watch that space closely, but yeah, I was impressed with him when he was thrown in the deep end. Him and Skip, the young boys.
He's so much better than Skip. It's crazy,
mate. We will see how Ange rates him, man. It'll be interesting to see. Very much so. Villa, we just mentioned, they seem to be on a crazy rise at the minute. I don't know if you have seen the news just before we came on air. It seems as though they have secured the signature of one Moussa Diaby, who is highly rated and has been chased, I guess, all over the gaff. He's been linked with everyone. But yes, it seems as though they have now secured his services. Villa are doing some really good business, is what I'd say. How have they managed to secure this? I don't get it.
How do they keep securing these deals that if Man United was linked to these players or going for these players, it would be like 80
dragged
to
out
million. Like,
yes.
I saw Pau Torres go first. I said, all right, let's see how much Pau's going for.
Mate, highly rated.
Highly linked to United, linked to Chelsea previous season.
Linked to Juve.
Yeah, linked to all big clubs. Aston Villa, 35 million or 40 million. I was like,
Do you think there's something, and take United out of this and the United tax that United would have to pay. Do you think there's something about the pull of Unai Emery?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
They don't want to accept it. I don't get it.
Getting Champions League players. Well, I think anyway.
Yeah.
Like, I think Pau Torres is a Champions League player. I think Moussa Diaby, potentially.
What do you mean potentially? You just saw him playing the World Cup.
Yeah.
So it's like, bro, they're signing better players than Newcastle, and they're not even in the Champions League.
No, and this is what I guess we go back to. We were talking about earlier about Eddie Howe, and does he have the pull? Does he have to kind of settle for a certain bracket of player? Unai doesn't really have a limit because his CV speaks for itself. They've also signed Tillemans as well, who we have been very what's the word? Opinionated about. It'll be good to see him there. I saw a post
for free
earlier. Yeah, you can't take it. And this is just a few of Villa's options. They've got Kamara, they've got Dendoncker, Douglas Luiz, they've got McGinn, Tillemans, and Young Ramsey as well. They have some serious depth, and that's just in the middle of the park. And they've now signed DRB. What are our expectations for them? Europa type situation?
The only thing I'll say, Walks, the only thing, and this is a con. I'm a massive Unai Emery fan,
Yes.
But this is one thing that I would say is a con. He's gotten absolutely no qualms, like not sacking off the league, but he you see if his players, I was going to use a swear word, but you see if his players don't play very well in the league, he's blessed with that, bro. Like he's not going to crucify anyone. He's he's just going to keep it moving, and then we go again. But though, what you won't be doing, is not playing sick in Europe. Are you mad?
Right. I said in a group chat previously, I am placing a bet. As soon as that Conference League market opens, I'm placing a bet on Aston Villa to win the Europa Conference League.
I think that is great value. I haven't even seen the odds. It's good value.
It's good value for your money.
Whatever it happens to be. So Villa in Europe will be. I think there's going to be some exciting games there at Villa Park, home away, and they might have like a little renaissance like West Ham managed to have last year. And I think Villa are probably better armed to handle that. So yeah, watch this space is what I would say. And yeah, before we depart, and we came on air again, some somewhat breaking news. Some of us expected it. This has been announced. Bruno Fernandes is supposedly the new captain at Man United. Our Portuguese Magnifico has been given the armband. SB, we spoke about this not too long ago. Are you happy with the appointment? Yay or nay before we wrap?
Yes, I am over the moon. I'm also over the moon that we've managed, or Ten Hag was ruthless enough to take the captaincy from Maguire. But I am happy that Bruno is the captain. I know some United fans would be like, "Oh, he's a bitch."
Yeah.
He
That wasn't a performance of a captain.
Yeah, like, but when you actually look at the candidates, he's the best option we have right now to be our captain. And like, when you're a big team or you're a big club or you're trying to compete at that level, you need more than just one captain on your team anyway.
Yes.
You need at least four or five leaders in your team anyway. So I'm not too thinking about the captain thing. I'm just happy that Maguire is
no longer leading the ship.
United.
Yeah, saw some stats. Directive. I saw some stats earlier. Since his debut for Man United, Bruno has the most games, 124, the most goals, 44, most assists, 33, most chances created, 333, most shots, 133, most passes into the final third, 975, and most passes into the opposition box, 964. And this is the most shocking one. Most duels won. He's won 504 duels. Wouldn't really have him down as a physical player. But yeah.
Oh, that sounds like leadership. It does.
Yeah. We'll definitely take that. And yeah, that was that on Man United. So yeah, not a Man United heavy pod, not an Arsenal heavy pod, which is good. We actually spoke about real football. No Liverpool chat. What do people want to talk about before we cut? I'm here. The other guys have to cut.
You know what? I thought I was doing the rundown. Bro, there wasn't much there, bro. I had a look.
Yeah, what was it? The Henderson thing? Fabinho departing. A bit weird. Those two moves, but Fabinho, man, the fall off has been one to remember.
Yeah, like, they're losing a lot of XP in that middle of the pitch. Like James
Thiago's still there.
Yeah, he's never really there fit, is he?
Yeah. I saw a video the other day and he was talking about how running isn't his game. I was just like, bro, why would you say that?
You're the rolling, bro.
Running isn't really my game, and I do other things, and I get it. Yeah, cool. Like some might excel more running, but don't say it like that. Not yet. But yeah, it's a shame. Liverpool. Hopefully, the struggles continue. We'll go into depth on Liverpool on our next stream. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, love for everyone for joining. Before you leave and leave the door, leave a donation, and that donation is just to hit the like button. Costs you nothing. Means a lot to us. Scorch SB, thanks again for your time. And we will see you all very soon on another stream. Gaffers, we love you all, and we'll see you at the weekend. God bless.